All right then, we are doing this. Today is a Sunday, the last day of the winter vacations for us. Yet we have an office which functions almost 365 days in a year, and one constant presence is Mr. Sahil Ahuja, who is a student, a first year student right now of IP University. Which college is it? I forget every time.
It's Geeta Ratan.
Geeta Ratan College, okay. And how long have you been working with us now?
It's almost been 6 months.
6 months! God damn, dude. I thought it's been like 4 months or something, but yeah. The guy has been a constant, presence. And, frankly, my father's also a lawyer. And I also hold the same opinion that law students on most days are, for the lack of a better word, very, very, not so motivated. And because of which they don't really, you can't really have them accountable or responsible for any work that you are doing. And another fact is, of course, lack of knowledge. But, I think that in any case, on most days, no matter how good a college you come from, although foundational academic knowledge might be there, but when it comes to practice and procedure, there are several small things which nobody knows at all and which nobody is expected to know. And even when it comes to the foundational academic knowledge which is required, which one might not have. Say for example, Sahil, just 6 months into his law school, might not have that academic foundation. But as a lawyer, I don't really need the foundational academic knowledge to be there for him. All I need for him is to be able to research properly and then to be able to execute whatever directions are being given to him. And that precisely is what Sahil has been doing consistently. And the most important thing that anyone should, learn to take away from this interaction would be the consistency with which he is able to come every single day and execute all the directions that are given to him. But, those are my views on the incredible, times that Sahil has spent with us, and hopefully will be spending, several more months, maybe even years with us. But in terms of, how his experience has been, what his learnings have been, I wanted to get Sahil on board and talk to us. It's a very chilled out thing. I actually had to grab him from some of the work that he was doing, and he was like, "Sir, let me just complete this." I said, "No, let's just make this video because I'm really pumped about this." Especially when you see a guy here every single day, even on a Sunday, on every vacation day, and just executing it, implementing every single thing every single day is words cannot describe the appreciation and the kind of the respect that I have for the guy. So Sahil, I wanted from your own perspective how this internship has been for you, and I'd love for you to kind of just tell us about like how you started off with this internship with me.
So basically there are two aspects from which you can get into an internship. First is if you have a guy who has connections and the second is you mail the advocate or the person which under which you want to internship. So basically if you have a guy, still I'll tell you that you must first mail the person. It's basic ethics that you should mail him. He should read the mail, he should read your CV, then he should apply his own mind first, that whether he wants to keep you or not. And secondly, you have a guy with connections which can help you more.
In fact, in your situation, you actually did know somebody who knew me as well, right? Your cousin, right?
Yeah.
His cousin, right? So he does have a cousin, and in fact, this is something that, gave me more respect for Sahil, is the fact that he did have someone who knows me well, who if he would have asked me to keep Sahil, I would not have been able to say no. Yet the fact that Sahil himself reached out to me and, and stuck by a very, very, very vigorous program that we have. I wouldn't even call it a program. It's not that, I've set like a syllabus out here for what we are going to be doing, with our interns over here. Yet he stuck out. And I remember I was really miffed with the kind of interns that I'd been having for a long time. And so do you recall what all I had told you the first day that you
Yeah.
showed up over here? Yeah. Tell everybody.
So I was said I had to come 7 days a week from 9 to 5 p.m. daily. No holidays, nothing. Just work.
Yeah. And just because I know that a lot of people don't really have the ability to say no, or to objectively be able to say something on the face of someone, I told Sahil that the day that he came, I told him I'm not even going to listen to a yes or a no. I told him that the next day you give me a call and you let me know whether you wish to join or not. And then at 9 a.m. the next day he said, yes, I do wish to do the internship and I want to come. And since then, I think, so which month was it? Do you remember?
August,
So August, September, October, November, December, and
January.
so the 6 month is like begun, right? And I think, if I'm not wrong, since August till today, I think maybe you might have taken perhaps 4 days off,
Something.
5 days off, maybe like once in a month. And that too, it would not be like a, I need this whole day off. It would be more of, I need this block of say 5 hours off from the internship. Bhai Sahab, let me tell you about my internship days. I think one of the first few internships I went to was Karanjawala and Company. And wahan pe they said that if you complete 21 days over here, we are going to give you 5,000 rupees as a stipend. 5,000, 4,000, something like that. So I went there. I said, no, chalo, theek hai bhai, because I have to intern. And because all my rest of my interns were the sort that, 21 days, you get that paycheck of 5 grand and then you bounce out. I, for some reason, thought that it would be very cool for me to do so as well. So I interned for 21 days and then I took that check and I left. And now I look back at that moment almost 11 years ago in my second year of law school. I think about what kind of an idiot I was, because Karanjawala was a great place to learn, great place to do things, meet a lot of people, and I just wiled it away, right? And I compare that with the kind of dedication that you have been coming with, right? And one thing that I have been asking Sahil bhai for the past 6 months is कि भाई, how is it कि तुम में इतनी जान है, इतनी tenacity है, that you are able to come every single day, day after day? What about law school? What about the fun at law school? What about the fun with friends? What about, all of these other things that you could be doing with your life, but you're not. And you've always you're a shy guy, right? So you kind of give a very, I don't know. What are your thoughts? Open up a little for everyone out there, because there'll be a lot of law students who will, see you and perhaps take inspiration from whatever it is. Like maybe, I don't know, maybe it's like, zehar andar mere ko, kisi ko mujhe sabit karna hai, or so whatever it is, right? But at least open up and share with everybody what your thought process has been about not taking off, sacrificing. I would definitely call it a sacrifice, because, there are a lot of fun things to do around, right? This is, after all, Delhi.
Yeah.
There are a lot of fun things to do, fun friends, getting drunk, getting high. There's a bunch of temptations out there. Why do you not go out and do all of those things? Yeah?
I believe I'm more interested in this field rather than going out, chilling out. These are which things you have to do. You have a personal life also. But I think that being a first generation lawyer, I have to do a little practice. I have to practice more in this field so that I can come to match the same level of
competence, perhaps. Yeah. Match. Okay. Cool. And what do your parents what about your the family back home? What about your friends? Do they not keep asking you about where you are all the time, and what why is it that you're spending so much time at work?
Yeah, they do, but see, you have to sacrifice some things to gain some things. So I also chill with them sometimes, but most of the time I spend at work only.
Literally, I think Sahil is well acquainted with all my family members who show up at our residence office. Sahil knows everyone inside out. Sahil partakes and of course sees all the family drama that takes place inside this house. You know, there's a lot of mirch masala that keeps happening all the time. And Sahil bhai, there's like a lot of drama, and like my whole family is quite vocal, right? Vocal when it comes to everything around us, right? So there's, I mean, I would definitely say that it is not like, it's not an easy task by any means. There have been days where Sahil has, मैंने बोला है कि भाई, you know, we have to reach this particular court at 9 a.m. and we need to prepare these documents. What is the earliest time you've ever showed up over here?
8 o'clock.
8. I think I remember there were 1 or 2 occasions where you even showed up at like 7:30 a.m. as well. कि भाई ज़रूरी है, करना है. So we gotta do it. So you gotta show up, right? But and what is the latest in the night that you've stuck around?
11:30, 12.
11:30, 12. भाई साहब, मेरे को किसी दिन अगर लॉ स्कूल में बोल दिया होता ना, जब मैं 18-19 साल का होता, कि भाई you stick around till 11, I would have come back and I would have collapsed and I would have said, I can't do this anymore in my life. You know, and I'm not saying that if you don't start young and if you don't do this at the very beginning, right, it is not going to work out for you. But one thing that I would definitely say is that this makes your chances to, you know, make it or to succeed much higher than those who don't do it. I did do a decent bunch of internships. I, you know, worked at decent places, but I know how much I regret, you know, because, you know, college fun was good. Of course, one aspect is that the lockdown is there, so there's not, but I know for a fact that there's a lot of people in different colleges, even if the classes are online, the people still get together, they go out, they hang out, right? I mean, you know, when we are young and we are dumb, we figure out ways to have fun, right? We always find ways around our adversities. Yet for someone to show up every single day, day after day, and learn the things. Okay, Sahil, think about what are some of the things that you have learned, which you could say that maybe, you know, in different on most occasions you could not imagine having learned those kind of things. What are some of your learnings?
Like, first of all, every law student when goes to an internship learns about how to do research. You do research work most of the time. Then after that comes filing, drafting, small things that you don't know, like going to the courts, talking to the court staffs, how to get things from them.
Valuable this thing. So there have been occasions where you've kind of coordinated with the court staff quite, right? And Sahil has seen firsthand how, you know, being a blunt, belligerent lawyer can also, you know, affect your situation. There have been several learnings, there have been several, you know, failures, but failures are also learnings as well, right? So if I were to ask you, bhai Sahil bhai, there is this petition, they say anticipatory bail application. Do you think, if it's a very simple case, not a very technical one at that, do you think you could draft one in entirety right now?
Yeah, definitely.
Do you think you could file it?
Easily.
In the High Court?
Yeah.
Do you think you could, of course, District Court you can easily file it, right? What about getting it listed?
Yeah. Once it gets filed, it gets listed.
Absolutely. But there is this huge problem of clearing out the defects and everything, right? But you'd be able to figure it out, right? Do you think you'd be able to argue the matter if the occasion so arose?
I can, but not that, like, I haven't argued, so...
Of course. Yeah. I remember there was this one law student that, you know, on an internship that I had sent to make one small submission before the court. And the submission was just that, you know, we have already gotten the relief from the court that we wanted because it was an application under section 156 clause 3 of the CRPC. And tell us, what is section 156 clause 3 of the CRPC?
Is basically, it can be used for two purposes. Once the FIR is registered and the police is not investigating, then you can file an application under 156.3, which says that the magistrate can monitor the investigation.
And what is the first most primary purpose?
Yeah. And the second thing is, if an FIR is not registered, then also you can approach under this section to a magistrate
Yeah.
who can then conduct direct the investigating officer to conduct an investigation and lodge an FIR.
Precisely. I am so glad, because if you ask, forget about a law student, if you ask a lawyer this question, right, he will have the knowledge in his mind that yes, FIR is registered on the direction of a magistrate under section 156 clause 3 of the CRPC. Yet, despite having that academic knowledge, if you pose that question, what happens? The lawyer will not be able to say it unless he's been practicing criminal law on a regular basis, either by himself or in some chamber along with some other person. So I was so I was saying earlier that there was this law student who I had sent to just make the submission that by our application under section 156 clause 3, which is pending before this court, the FIR has already been registered, and therefore this application may be disposed of by this learned court. That is the only submission that was required to be said by the intern. First and foremost, the intern flat out refused, said, I can't argue. I said, I can't say this. I said, why? Because I am not enrolled, because I don't have the capacity. I said, it's all right. Although yes, legally you are not supposed to make this argument, but courts of law would prefer, on most days, any judge, you would also see this as well, most judges would, rather than looking at what is allowed or what is not allowed, even if, say, for in the eyes of the court, as a law student, you are nothing more than, say, perhaps a clerk, because that is the designation which is there. You can't say, you could say I'm an intern, you could say I'm a clerk, there is hardly any bit of a difference. But the fact that, no judge, or most judges, there are a lot of Looney Tunes judges as well, as you have yourself have seen on many occasions, but on most days, 99 out of 100 judges would say, I would rather take this very, very small submission which reflects everything on the record anyways, rather and dispose of the matter, get done with it, rather than tell the intern / clerk that your counsel is not there, therefore I am going to adjourn the matter, and then I am going to listen to the main counsel on the next date of hearing. And so that intern refused. I explained. The intern still refused because the intern was scared. I then shouted and screamed at the intern, after which the intern went and made this statement. And then again, the judge said, if the main counsel is not there, I am not going to listen to the matter. But it's completely fine. At least there was no adverse effect that happened. There was nothing wrong which happened with the intern when this thing transpired. In fact, that intern called me up. Now that intern's now become a lawyer, but the intern told me several months later, when there was an internship somewhere else, the confidence was so much more higher this time that there was no issue at all in addressing arguments before the registrar of the Honorable Supreme Court of India. And I think another thing which kind of goes without saying is, the more adversity, the more suffering, the more pain, because there is no doubt, right? It has been painful. It is frustrating on a lot of occasions. I know I'm not the most polite senior on a lot of days, right? I scream, I shout, and maybe I think I've thrown in a couple of swear words as well. And so it's not easy for anyone by any means, right? If you're one of those softies who get triggered very easily, or who wants everything to be done in a very sweet way, this is definitely not that chamber. Do you think that, now I know a lot of people don't really think about it in these terms, but do you think you've grown as a person because of the work that you're doing?
Yeah, definitely. Like how to talk to people, how to manage things. This internship had helped me very much. I have made connections over here. I have known people which I never thought I will meet them. And I know how to handle people, how to little bit of manipulate them, how to talk to court staff and get things out of them. So it's a little bit of manipulation.
So I think that is also a very, very important skill. I have spoken about it in videos also on other occasions. But there are a lot of subtle nuances, especially when you're practicing criminal law. There are a lot of these nuances because at the end of the day, the discretion lies entirely with the judge, right? The speed of the matter, whether the bail, whether the conviction or acquittal, whether any interim order, the civil side of things, there is a lot of precedent and the judge has to conform no matter what. But the criminal side of things, there is way more discretion in the hands of the magistrate or the sessions court judge, and because of that, not only the judge but their court staff also play an important role in the whole criminal justice delivery system. And so at least as an intern, I think you have been able to kind of deal consistently and effectively with the court staff as well, right?
Yeah.
And finally, I also wanted to understand from Sahil exactly how he has been managing his online law lectures while doing the work at the internship. So you've given me a couple of your hacks. What's your take on it?
I have my classes in the morning, so basically you just turn on the classes and keep the phone aside. That's it. Like online classes are going like this only.
But you do listen to whatever's being said, right? Yeah. Do not keep, log in and then not listen. You can listen in on the classes as well. You can make your notes as well. But another aspect is when you're waiting for the matters to come up, right? At that point of time, you can be present with your lecture. And even if you miss out on a couple of hearings, it's not a big deal. What is more important than the hearing is the fact that you are there working on the drafting, the research, the filing, the listing, because arguments are a very small part of litigation. When someone thinks that advocacy or litigation is the main thing is going to the court and arguing the matter, according to you, Sahil, from your perspective, like when a lawyer, if say for example, we have various roles in the entire chamber, but if there was just one lawyer, when you graduate and you start your law practice, what do you think, how much time is spent actually arguing the matter before the judge, and what is the rest of in terms of say percentage, what is the comparison?
Like mostly 80% it takes to file the case and get it listed, and 20% is the arguments for next 5 years.
Yeah. So precisely. So even if the argument aspect is not really there, or you might be missing out on because of online classes, there is still a huge amount of scope for you to learn to be able to execute effectively. If you're just able to draft well, you're able to research well, you're able to file it, and you're able to get it listed. Because Sahil knows the pain and suffering of getting a matter listed when you have to run pillar to post, trace out files, get them listed, mention them before the judges, get the judge in, get the file in front of the judge. That in itself is one of the biggest tasks that any lawyer might have. But dude, props to you. You're what, right now? 19, right? So you're 19 years old right now, and knows, I think, 100 times more about the law than I did when I was 19 years of age. So I just wanted to say, man, like props to, all that you've been doing. I really think of him as a younger brother. It's been, I didn't even realize that it's been, approximately 6 months. I think it's been like, I thought it was more like 4 months or something. The fact that he lives just 100 meters away from the, my office is like is the bestest thing ever, because there have been occasions where a client has showed up at like literally at 11 in the night, and I've called nobody else because I did not want anybody else to get ready and then travel for a half an hour or 45 minutes and then show up at my office. But I've always given Sahil a call and I've said, drop everything, there's a new client, just come and join us for the next say half an hour or something. And Sahil has showed up every single time, and the consistency has been amazing, the effectiveness has been amazing, the execution has been amazing. Nothing but praises for this guy. I'm really grateful for everybody who is there with me right now, and I'm very, very grateful to Sahil also for being a part of this journey with me. It was a fantastic one, man. We'll make another video like this sometime soon as well.